great client is always the one that understands what an architect is doing. I think most clients, they usually do not understand what we do. They definitely do not understand how much time it takes to do the things we do. And very few of them appreciate what we do. So anybody that gets those three things, that's the dream client. Specifically to adaptive reuse, there's a lot of clients that don't have experience. And they're like, oh, that'd be cool to do an existing building, convert it to a new use, adaptive reuse is cool. And then they think of it as just like a light remodel. They don't understand that it's so much work, so much work. Just how many existing conditions there are that you have to work within requires a whole lot of extra thinking and thoughtfulness and analysis and all that kind of stuff. So it's very frustrating whenever a client comes down, they have no experience with existing buildings and doing this. There's also a lot of clients that like adaptive reuse because they're really passionate about these types of buildings, and that is great. They're really fun to work with because we're kind of aligned in the passion. They also tend to maybe not have the highest budgets, or if it's more of a passion project for them, then they might not be kind of backed with the money that they need. I honestly like the kind of larger, more professional, bigger firms that do a lot of adaptive reuse, and they're backed by like a REIT or some sort of big money, and they've done it before, they know what they're doing, they understand the value of our role, and they want to pay us because they know if they pay us and we're good, that we'll end up saving them a lot of money. I've had many, many hundreds of clients that were property owners that wanted to do something with their building, and I helped them figure out what they could do with their building. So they were not developers, they usually didn't have a lot of money, and that's how I started. But again, when you're by yourself or you have maybe 2-3 staff, you can probably afford to do that, to build your clientele, so then you kind of keep building onto that. But at some point you have to say, and it's hard because you don't want to turn down work, right? But at some point you have to say, this model is not working. What we have now is we have a go, no-go list. So it's like, what's the chance of making profit? And then that gets a number value, and how does it fit in with our core values, and that gets a number value, and there's like 15 questions. Like, do we have the capacity to do it? Is this the kind of client that will help us get other clients in the future? There's a bunch of questions, and then we just quickly fill it out, and if the number's low, it's just like, nope, it's a no.